Make a motion that we approve the minutes of the October 20th meeting.
I'll second it.
David seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's good. All right, we had a Zoom meeting on the 2nd of November. I make a motion, we approve those minutes.
I'll second those.
Nat seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, good. We're running right along. The treasurer's report, we got it. Jim might or may not join the thing, but I didn't really look at it. Stan, did you?
I did.
Nat, you did?
Yeah, and I just wasn't sure that all the money that we spent had actually been reflected. It showed a balance of something like 188,000
Right.
that had yet to be spent of this year's budget.
Okay, let me tell you what I know. I know as of our last meeting on the 20th, our in-person meeting, the chief's budget had about $72,000 yet to be spent because I went over that with him, Diana, and the paperwork, and David. We went through it, and it's not easy to figure out all the budgets, but that's what it was. So Jimmy now there's a lot of things that happen in November, testing wise and truck wise. Elevator wise is going to be coming in, although I think that's us. And he knows he's got to keep $15,000 for next year because of pre-existing turnout gear that they can't even get to us till next year. So he's in the process of working on that. As far as the rest of the money, the only thing I do know is we still have, that we didn't put anywhere, we still have $50,000 from 2019, of which we are most likely going to direct it to the exhaust system.
Yeah.
We may have money left over this year. I'm pretty sure we will. I don't know how much. It's really hard to understand this stuff. But we've corrected a few things since then. I've been in touch with Diana and Jim Pasikoff, and in the QuickBooks, there's a double entry for secretary treasurer, and so that's gone now. So that's like $15,000 that was double booked, and a couple of other things that we put in the right places.
So your best guess will be left.
Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah.
It's really hard. We should have money. If we do have money, then we can, put them in radios. I don't know. I want to talk about something later on, but Stan, did you look at this spreadsheet?
The only thing I really looked at, Lyndon, I wanted to compliment Jim about this. At the back of the usual report, he included a history of the development of the reserve funds, each of the three funds. He goes year by year showing how we got to where we are. And I wanted to compliment him on doing that.
Did you ask him to do that?
No. It
Oh,
seems very useful to me.
That's wonderful. Then I'm glad he did. And Kristen, if you can make note of that Jim added a reserve history, and
So monies went in and monies that have come out.
I don't know what it is, but it's a year by year analysis of them.
Was added to the budget?
Money coming out too.
He added it to the budget report. At
Yeah,
the
for
end
For the
of the
budget report.
Yeah.
At the end of the report, he
Good.
added the
At the
report
end,
on the
okay.
development of the
Looks good.
each of the
So shall
reserve
we
funds.
approve the treasurer's report?
Yeah, I think we should.
We approved the treasurer's
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's treasurer's report done. We have no chief tonight. We have no representatives. We have no representatives of the company. David, any correspondence?
Funding over the bill, Mr. Butler.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
God. Here we go.
You can.
How much did the grants cost us?
Well, a total, I guess it's for the 2 grants.
32 grand? What, I'm sorry.
No. It was for the 2 grants and the removal system,
Yeah.
documents and all this other stuff. $5,700.
Oh,
$1,000.
And now we had 2875 in the bank in the reserve with him in his account. So it cost us 2825.
Well, more out of pocket, but still the bill for the last month and a half was
$5,700.
$5,700. I think that's important to make note of because Kristen and I sent him tons of documents that he basically had retyped.
I see.
The I know my guy, the guy that bid on the hate talked to me after we gave him the thing, and he said he has in how 27 years in the industry, he has never seen a bid proposal like that. He said it was so out of whack with reality. Now, maybe we're covered under all legality, you know, hurricanes, you know, tsunamis, but it's a lot of money. So, you know, and that money doesn't, we're not allowed that money in the grant. You
No.
know, they don't. So on top of our 5%, we've now spent another $2,600 or whatever, at least $2,500.
I see what you mean. Yeah, so they should have, part of the grant proposal should be an allowance for legal expense.
It sure would have been nice, but they don't do that.
Well, they don't do
So
that.
anyway,
So in the rest of the world, right, think about lawyers.
yeah, well, I mean, I know personally that whenever I called him during this thing, I hung up very quickly. As he was still speaking, I often hang up because I'm not available out.
He chased me at work twice.
Copy that with the minutes, yeah.
He called me at work twice.
He called you. Oh, yeah, he's into it. You know, they're into it. All right, other correspondence, actually, and I think this might have been a freebie from the lawyer. We're going to talk about it later, but apparently, and I've sent it to all of you, that New York State labor law and the governor adopted a plan for public health emergency. So he sent us a blank document that I filled in and I think sent you all. So he probably charged us for it, but not like the last one. Oh, it was too? Unbelievable. We didn't even ask for that.
The top line of the bill I gave you, is there the New York law up near the top,
No,
$112 somewhere?
that says conference with Commissioner Lamonaco, read breathing air compressor diesel exhaust system.
Further down, there's $112 charge, I thought I saw for the law.
The first one is 112 to start.
Yeah,
All right, it doesn't matter,
I
but
think it's in that bill.
it's probably not a freebie, but anyway, we got it without a lot of hoopla. I know the last time I asked him for that, it cost us about $1,000, 750. Okay, but we didn't ask, so I guess that's why. Any other correspondence?
Oh, here, yeah, in the back, new labor law. It's the last thing. $112.
Well, it's in that bill.
All right,
You got
that actually was a
Took him a
pretty,
half hour.
that was a pretty good deal.
You know, no gouging there.
All right, correspondence, apparatus, we know nothing.
On the apparatus.
Oh, wait, we know something.
I'm gonna be bringing up the old chief's car down below up here. So before I do that, I've got to get all the information about the car and everything, so when people ask me about
Who
it.
has it? Just,
Well, I talked to Lee, he thinks they have, because we don't register our vehicles, the DMV,
right.
so we need the original title
Oh,
and.
okay.
and then
So
the
Stan, we're finally talking about the chief car that you've been wanting to sell for about 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
David's bringing it from Station 1. I can help you with that, David. From Station 1 up to here to put a for sale sign on it. But he needs all the pertinent information about it, which,
mileage and
you
all
know,
that stuff.
well, we could probably find the mileage out when we
Hopefully we'll
drive
get
it,
we'll get it going
but
by the end of the year.
everything else. And
Well, who has that information?
thank you
Linda?
for dismantling that car, David.
Yeah, thanks, David. Linda, who has the information? Who?
I assume the company should have it because it was
Yeah.
purchased in the company and they need an original title, although it might be so old, we don't need a title, but
It's not that old.
That'd be Rodney or Chris Marison.
Yeah.
so somebody's got to have a title. All I have is insurance
I
card
mentioned it to
information.
Lee, so I got something in his office.
Rodney should.
Somebody's got something.
When Sandy comes back, I'll say,
Sandy's in Kansas, by the way, for so Stan knows. All right, anything on buildings and grounds? They came in, they cleaned, right?
yeah, the election went very well. I got out at 9:30, which was surprising.
You're on been here since 4:30, right?
The election went well.
Yeah, here before, but that's all right. light that's on the wall outside the back door, that's been out for about 3 weeks. I tried to get a bulb for it. I couldn't get a bulb to match it. Nobody has it, so I'm trying to get another light fixture similar to that one, and hopefully within the next week or so, that'll be fixed.
Will it be an LED one?
Yes.
All right, great. And Stan, in case the election people paid for the building to be cleaned on Wednesday.
Yeah, they came in Wednesday.
So they came in
morning.
Wednesday morning.
They cleaned everything, they sanitized all the, everything.
So the Department of Elections paid for that?
Yes.
Nice.
I also want to point out, I had a couple people say to me, they really thought the flow during election day went well, that you came in one door and out the other, and they felt safer. So, okay.
And David, was there ever a time when it really got crowded?
Actually, the worst time. was
First thing in the morning.
Yeah. You know, I drove by here on my way thinking I'd get it done. And
The last-
they were out in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, you can't do it early.
Lee and them did it from the Methodist Church. They were like an hour and a half. I went 8 o'clock at night and I walked in and walked out. There wasn't even a line.
4 people at a time the last 2 hours, so that's why I got out of here at 9:30, because by 9 o'clock, I don't think there was a soul in here at 9 o'clock for the last vote, and they just cleaned up and everything went.
Monk and I came and voted about 1. There was like one person ahead of us.
Yeah.
It was first thing in the morning. That was the thing. Anything with finance and insurance?
Just to report that this week's payment is a payment for cancer policy.
Cancer policy paid, okay.
And thanks to David, who took the invoice that once we sent them a list of
Number.
a number, they renewed, and then I needed to go to Albany and give them a roster of who
Oh, you
our
did? Okay,
people are.
great, thank you.
Now, the next thing to do is, and I thought I would get it done this week, but I will get it done next week. And send in the property casualty renewal questionnaire. And to do that properly, I need to take, and I found it, your spreadsheet.
Oh, okay,
And make sure that the numbers and the vehicles match up.
perfect. And we just want to make sure what belongs to the company is registered to the company, so those little insurance cards are correct. And then once we know that, if you can ask them how much they cost, we can bill the company again. I think we billed the company a year ago, so we're going to need to bill them again.
Well, I'll get that. It's my least favorite activity, but
I know
will,
it is. I
we'll
know.
get it. We'll get it done.
Okay,
And if
good.
anybody can think, Dave, think for a minute, just over the course of the rest of the meeting, if in fact anything comes to your mind that's different this year than it was last year in terms of, I don't think so. I don't think we have new vehicles.
No, everything.
I don't think anything's new.
Everything.
And we don't want to mess with it. Because a year or so ago, we decided to be smart and we messed with it. And the bill came in double. So,
Yeah.
We don't want to mess with it.
Okay,
And then on the insurance, right, I just got a bill from Workman's Comp for $8,000. So that should be the last bill. That's the total we owe till the rest of the year, so I'm gonna.
oh, that's good. So we don't have to,
Is that our renewal?
we don't have to plot that out anymore.
Is that our renewal?
No, it's not a renewal.
It's the last payment.
Oh, it's a payment.
It's the last payment.
It's the last payment for the year. Usually it's a monthly payment, but they said, this bill says we owe $8,000 for a year, and we only have to pay them $1,000, so that minimum bill is $1,000.
Wait. We owe them 8,000, but what, we have 7,000 credit?
No, it's just that the minimum payment they want is
Oh,
or less than 2,000.
Oh, so just
I'm
pay the
just
whole thing.
paying the whole bill again, because we're not gonna have another meeting until the beginning of December, and then it'll get backed up and everything, so just pay it, get it over with, and we'll be done with that.
Okay, excellent.
So Linda, I'm just thinking of that. I think I'm just opening an envelope. Yeah. So the problem with the
Hold on.
workman's comp is that the cycle is a little different. It's July to July.
Oh,
So we do have this tag in, but I feel like, oh, this must be just this is old.
okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's just a-
Never mind.
It's old rather than new.
That's all.
All right.
So,
Stan, The thing with Peter Von Bergen, we approved to pay it last time, right? So that's done.
Right.
If Stan,
Did you skip over?
Did we do community relations?
Skip over community relations?
yeah,
No, we're still at finance and insurance. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, if Stan can email me the name of the person and the address to have a $10,000 check made out to send, where to send it, and everything for LoSAP for Camilla Von Bergen.
Wait,
We have to pay that 10,000.
ourselves. So he would like you to send him Camilla's name and address?
No.
The address of the LoSAP people and the woman, who's ever, I have to send that check to.
Okay, here, take your mask off and tell him what you're talking about.
Well, David, I think I hear you saying we have to find out where to send the $10,000.
Right, and to whom to address it to.
Okay, I'll get the details of that. I think it goes right to the Mass Mutual Insurance Company.
Okay,
I think that's what we did last time. And then
Yeah.
once they receipt the check, remember it took them like 3 or 4 weeks to acknowledge it? Then they
Actually-
send a packet to us to give to the you and I got it to give to the beneficiary, and they have to fill it out, and then
Kristen, I
another
think-
3 or 4 weeks waiting.
just get me the name and the thing for the check, and
Kristen,
I'll get her to write it out, and we'll get it mailed within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, Kristen. if
Yeah.
you can just dig out the file from Mercurio, and whoever we sent the $10,000 check to, then send it to the same place.
I don't know who we sent. I don't know if I have an email from that or not.
Okay, I'll get the details and I'll get it to.
I'm not, I might have it in like, the lady might have emailed me her address, or you sent it to me maybe. I'd have to backtrack in my emails to find it.
Okay, I'll find out and send it to you. Don't worry.
Okay. Community relations?
I should
Oh, you have the video?
make sure that everybody knows and that the minutes reflect a terrific visit that Wendy Heights and our own Jim Matero, a truck down to, I never could identify.
I think it's St. Philip's.
Well, I know I went, but I wasn't sure what vehicle it was.
Oh,
Wasn't the latter.
It wasn't the latter.
is this fire safety week? Or Oh,
It's
The
not,
school hasn't
but
done
this
it,
is
yeah.
our response to that.
because they missed it
Because
because of
we
COVID.
put in a request, Wendy, who's done it 20 years in a row, was willing to, and she and Jim came down, took the trouble, drove the truck, had the equipment, laid them all out, put the help,
They had a ball.
If you, the videos actually weren't watching.
I saw it. Good one.
Okay, good.
And Anita has written a nice thank you note to the group, and if Jim's not here, they slip it under his.
Yeah.
Under. the
Slip it
door.
under the door.
We'll put it on his desk.
All right. It's worth a little community relations value.
The other community relations thing is that Rodney sent me an email, which I forwarded you all to. So all that discussion about a company dinner and obviously went by the wayside, and they're just going to have some food at their next meeting. So good.
They do an upgraded Christmas meeting dinner thing anyway. That's how they lure people in for the vote.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah,
nominate
they do
people,
it.
that's how they do that. They do a Thanksgiving one usually on their thing, on the November month, and December they do like a Christmas.
Okay, so that's the only way they get people anyway.
Linda, the difference this time, Linda, this is Stan, the difference this
I don't
time,
think so.
Rodney invited us to come
Are
to
you
the
talking,
meeting.
Stan?
I'm saying the difference this time is that Rodney invited us, the commissioners, to come to the meeting.
Yes, he did. But we won't, but he did.
We might.
You
who
know,
knows?
everyone said it was too many people and too tight of a space, but hey.
All right. Anything with LoSAP other than what we already talked about?
No, I don't have anything on LoSAP, no.
No, okay.
Well, the only thing, just to say, I actually met with Steve Rosario. He's filled out all the forms, and I've sent them to the LoSAP administrator to get his benefits going starting January 1st.
Oh, okay, cool. Long-range planning. I handed everybody here, and Stan, I will send it to you. You don't have to paraphrase this. You don't have to say it. I was very upset at the budget hearing. that Jimmy stood up and said a lot of stuff that I did not agree with. And one of the things he said
Linda,
was
who? Timmy who?
Jimmy Erickson.
Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. Oh,
Jimmy Erickson stood up and said that, we need more money in the budget, and why are we doing these things? There's so many things that have to be done. We're letting everything fall behind, and we're not checking anything off the list. And I really took offense at that because
you should.
what I did is I printed out a 3-page list like that, and I will send it to you, Stan. I didn't issue it yet because there's some things I don't know about it. But of all the things since I've been on the board and anything I could gather before that, so we're talking at least 4 years, all the lists we had ever made and all the things that came up at meetings that I'd ever written down, I put on this. I broke it down into Station 2,
Wow.
accumulated deferred maintenance. I broke it down into Station 2, long-range planning, general long-range planning, Station 1, accumulated deferred maintenance, an equipment list, an apparatus list, and a fire company wish list thing. So next to the things that have been done, which yes, we paid for, but mostly because David organized them all, I would say 80% of the things that had wanted to be done are done. We have caught up with years and years of backlog, which again is why we went down from 30,000 to 25,000 for accumulated deferred maintenance. And there are some things that are planned for 2021. It helped that we're in contract with a couple things and a few grants, but a lot has been taken care of. These buildings are in fairly good shape, and what's not in good shape, we have reserve money for, whether you agree with it or not. In a couple of years, we'll be ready to put on a roof. We'll be ready to do the blacktop. We're already ready to do the bay floors. There are some things on here I have question marks on because personally I think they're insane. But since Jimmy's not here, I'll say that out loud, but I'm not sure we really need them. And other things I simply can't remember. A couple of years ago, maybe somebody here will remember, something big on one of the trucks broke, and we bought a $23,000, I think it was a Hearst tool. And I don't remember what it was, but I want to put it in here because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on equipment, a lot of money. And I want that to be known that we really have taken our fiscal responsibilities and building responsibilities serious. The one thing that bothers me is we don't apparently have a truck committee. We just keep getting requests about every other meeting for some vehicle that nobody knows what it is. And I have a problem with that because at one meeting it's a Polaris, the next one it's an Argo, the next one is a multi-use vehicle, and then there's something else now in the works. I don't know what it is. I'd like to know what they want. Yes, Nat.
I'm gonna take a little, could have done a better job of keeping track. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have.
No, it's not your fault.
I don't mind taking, but I don't mind taking the lead on organizing a quarterly meeting of the,
Okay.
let's call it whatever committee you want to call it.
Long range planning, whatever, and that includes the truck.
Yeah, and I will, because I can do this, I will try to keep those notes and try to keep a sort of a file of those notes so that we can, I have a couple meetings we had, but we have those meetings so we get regular.
And I wrote all this stuff down, but
I'm proposing that we're gonna have a quarterly meeting.
Okay.
We're even gonna take
a quarterly meeting would
We
be
know when it is.
awesome. But
And I will try to keep a record of what gets discussed so that we don't have this push down, over the top.
and that's very important. But I wrote a note to the company board and said, we need to know, I think I wrote it, I will write it again. We need to know what you're thinking, what your priorities are. Do you want a Polaris before you get an Argo? Do you want a truck before you get a Polaris? And if you do want a truck, what kind of truck?
Of course, that's exactly the right question to ask. Yeah. The problem is that group shifts personnel all the time and you don't get agreement.
No, you never get agreement.
Right, Dave? You don't get the agreement on that group.
But for us to be but for us at that meeting to be accused that we're the ones that should have a workshop, I really think it was out of line. You know,
I'm glad it's over.
yeah, I mean, I can't be the one choosing what the priority of fire trucks is. I'm not a fire person.
Right. Linda, can I say, I
I'm
can't really
sorry.
hear what Nat is saying. I don't want to interrupt Nat, but can I speak for a second?
Yeah,
So I want to say thank you for putting that list together. I think it's a very valuable thing, and I think once we all have it, we can finalize it. And then once we finalize that list, I think we should carefully consider where it should go. I mean, maybe
right.
we should send it
Or
to the
certainly
company.
the one page.
Maybe also it forms the basis of some letter to the community. These are the things we've done, and we want you to know.
Yeah. No, I think it's very, yes. And, you know, these lists, I've had this list for a while, but I've never written done on it. And I've never tried to put them all in one place.
Well, I'm sure it took a lot of time and effort, and thank you very much for that. And I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it's very frustrating on everybody's part. I think the company is fractured and they don't know what way to go. And one person wants something and somebody, but it's not Jimmy and Sandy's job to speak for the company until it comes through the company.
Right. One more question. Was anyone else?
Yeah, the company is invited to it.
Linda?
Yeah, right.
Linda, was anyone else at the budget meeting?
No,
So
the only one was Jimmy, and he was the only one who spoke for the public.
Jimmy was the only one.
newspaper- Was anyone from the newspaper there?
No,
Nobody?
again?
from the news-
you want to know if anyone from the newspaper was there?
Yeah.
Jimmy was the only
No,
one besides the board. No one,
The only person that spoke, quote, for the community was Jimmy Erickson.
for like an hour.
I basically told him to shut up because I was so mad.
Well, I think we do have to respond, and not just to him, but to the company and maybe the community as well.
Well, I mean, it was pretty clear that, yes, and we will. And this list should help identify some of my pet peeves, but it still doesn't alleviate them from making a priority list.
Well,
You
you
know,
agreed to have
You
that
can't get
meeting.
everything- You can't have everything all at once, but you also can't have anything unless you ask for it.
You know, we don't. The problem is that this is the target. Everybody's ideas about what you do. There's all kinds of people. I would say pop out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what?
I think,
Organize meeting, quarterly meeting on how we.
okay.
So you guys
perfect.
committed to that workshop on that stuff, right?
Committed to a second meeting
in January to go over part of the truck stuff,
That's supposed to be a workshop to go over stuff.
like truck and long-term planning.
Probably should be the first quarterly meeting, but we're gonna do it all together. So we all start on the same page. How's that? So that's the second Tuesday, the fourth Tuesday in January.
Yeah, we picked,
Yes,
it was the fourth Monday.
that's what we said at the budget hearing.
Mhm.
I said, you want a workshop? We'll schedule a workshop.
I think, hold on one second, let me pull it up.
Monday in whatever January is. I may not be here, but okay. So anyway,
The
that's
board
long
meeting
range.
was supposed to be the 11th, and then we were making that the 25th of January.
25th?
Yeah, 11th 's the regular meeting, 25th was the workshop that they said they had to have at the budget hearing.
Okay, that will be important. And let them know that that's what it's for. We can go back to insurance right now.
Now, this is about they look at all not have not. That's something.
Oh.
Yeah, but we don't have a separate line for that, so we just put it in.
Oh, okay. So.
We should have a separate.
But there would be two active sickness bills for a year.
Yeah.
One's cancer policy and then there's the.
Right. Yeah, we don't have a regular thing on there for that.
Well, as long as the distinction is
Hold on.
made, and they're possibly the same amount. I think the accident and sickness is more like 2,500.
Yeah, right. I think between the two of them, they came out to around 5 grand, between 4 and 5,000.
Okay.
No, they're separate. There may be nothing on an invoice thing, but
That's what I mean.
they are absolutely separate in the budget, so
So now,
you should make note on it, but don't write on the checks.
no, on the voucher, right?
Yep.
Cross it out for the accident thing, right? Then where it says other, put it, what is?
Well, there's a line.
It's
There's a line
cancer.
for cancer policy.
There is a line for cancer.
On there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna put an X.
Yeah, just put an X next to it.
And David will make sure Diana knows.
You know, as long as you cross out the other one.
Okay, there is a
Separate than there is another bill.
Yeah.
This summer for accident and sickness.
Okay, so there is two places
I
for it.
didn't
So
realize that.
Diana will correct it.
She'll see it.
Okay, great. By the way, Diana has been very helpful with me, trying to come up with a easily read statement of where we stand today. You can find it in Jim Pasikoff's reports, but you need a magnifying glass to do it. So we've been working together to pull something out of QuickBooks. That's a little bit easier to do. Unfortunately, there's some complications with that, and I think Jim Pasikoff corrected some of them today, I hope. I don't know. But we're trying to make things easier to see. Grants, we're in a holding pattern right now until something happens. I don't know what.
That's that thing you wanted.
Oh, thank you, hon. Perfect. But as of after our last Zoom meeting, everything, we're in contract with the two major companies, one for the grant thing, which is the breathing air, and the second one is for the exhaust removal. So that's huge. Both of those are huge.
Yeah, the exhaust removal is scheduled to start on December the 14th.
December 14th.
Okay.
So, district health and safety. According to Sandy, most of the physicals have been pushed to January because that's when they're due.
They did that, they said
A
that
lot of
last meeting,
people
they
aren't
did it for
responding now
COVID.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They did that for COVID to give people a break if they weren't ready to go get them.
the web looks like Stan and who?
Well,
Peter.
Peter Richter
Right.
has gotten involved, and I guess, Kristen, I've asked you for some information.
I sent what they wanted. I had to find somebody to send it to and got the runaround for like 2 weeks from them. But they did finally take my stuff. I've been on the copies from Peter and he seems to say they're giving him the Chotchka runaround. And there's a bunch of typos and he was not happy with their response. But he's
He
been
wasn't
on.
happy or you were?
No, he wasn't. I'm not involved. All I did was send the things they asked for.
Right, good. Let him correct them. It's been 3 years.
That's great.
And again, once we get to the point where we have appropriate place, I can download all the current procedures and
Right.
they can go on the website.
I
as well.
think he finally got administrator access or
Okay.
something. Peter didn't have it at first. He wanted it. They wouldn't give it to him. He saw typos. He's gotten into it somehow now. The only thing I have yet to send up is I need the other thing from Jim Pascoe.
And I wrote that down and I
The
will.
budget thing I've been waiting for him to send.
Tonight.
I did everything else already.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome.
It'll be nice.
Yeah.
Policies and procedures. I sent you all this operations policy and plan in the event of certain declared public health emergencies. It's basically what's his name Butler sent to us, except we have to have it. And the only thing I did is actually take the definitions out of the law and put them in this procedure because I see no point in saying communicable diseases are as described in section 27.c of the law. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. So I just put the definitions where they should be so you don't have to go anywhere else.
The beginning of that,
What?
the beginning of that, I think it was specifically done for the paid fire department
Yes, it
and everything,
is.
because they talk about having shift work and everything else.
Right.
But
But in general,
As long as we have all our PPE stuff and everything else
Right.
covered.
we're pretty much covered. So it requires annual approval, so I'm gonna just put it on the list for January recertification, but I make a motion, if I can make a motion, I don't know, we can accept it.
I'll make a motion.
David will accept. David makes the motion.
I'll second it.
I'll second it.
Stan said he'd
Dan
second.
will second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
November, what's the date today?
9.
20. All right. That's done. Any old business? Good. Any new business? No, I like it. Any public comment? No. Good. Presentation vouchers. Mr. David, hold on, he's going to collect them.
There it is. Whole. All right. Yeah.
Okay, I need a motion to pay the bill
Amount.
in the amount of $24,248.01.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Hear you, hear you. And did that include that $8,000?
No,
No, that's coming next. Okay,
Nice.
quick meeting.
Very well done.
Anyone would, oh, Stan?
Yes. Just want to say very well done.
Oh, well, it was an easy meeting.
So remind me, when is the deadline
For what?
for somebody who wanted?
Stan, are you running again?
Am I running again? No.
No.
Come on, Stan, come on.
No.
So we need to find somebody?
Yes,
Well, the
somebody needs.
public-
to find-
if we don't find anybody, I think we can appoint somebody. when the
If
time-
someone doesn't choose to run. The publication for the publication for the election is going out, it's coming out on Wednesday's paper. And I do believe the deadline for signatures is the 18th.
All right, so maybe somebody will want to run.
I hope
I
so.
just,
November.
I hope you don't mind me asking you, Stan.
No, I know,
18th by
no,
5 o'clock has to
I
be to
think
me.
it'd be like putting your hand in a meat grinder, but you never know.
No.
Stan could have chosen to do it for 5 more. Come on.
No, I won't last that long.
I know how you feel. Okay, so who wants to adjourn the
I
meeting?
believe it's the 18th. I'll look it up for you
Make
right
a
now.
motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stan, I'll send that to you tonight.
Thank you.
Just need to throw it in the file.
Did you look at?
Yeah,
that?
I have a file. I keep those for you. No
You
problem.
know, we could probably throw 19 out, but.
Wait, I gotta leave my meeting.
I don't think we have to keep them. They're not on that retention list. I found some old ones